Hello everyone, I am Sanjay Gupta. I welcome you on Sanjay Gupta Tech School. So today is day 29 of this Salesforce Learning Bootcamp, and we will be understanding record triggered flow. So from last 2 days, we are understanding different scenarios based on record triggered flow. So today also I will be discussing a few flows with you, and they will be having different requirements. And along with this session demonstration, I will be answering all your questions that you will be asking. So I'm just waiting for more folks to join, and then we'll be starting. And I hope you are practicing all the scenarios which are related to flow. So always remember, like, flow is the future of low code automation, because workflow rule and process builders are deprecated. So flow is the powerful tool, and most of the tasks that those are related to process automation that we'll be doing with the help of flows in future. And you can see there are lots of flows available to perform different activities. So it is very much important if you want to become a good developer. So you should know proper knowledge of flows. And if you are not doing regular practice, so I just request you do proper practice. And I can see lots of people are discussing their doubts in the Telegram group. So if you know the answers, please help them, because I don't find enough time in my day to continuously watch all the problems related to Telegram group. So if you have enough time, then please try to answer the questions, so that that Telegram group can become self-help group in real sense. Sumit, I'm good. I hope you all are good and doing good. So once again, welcome everybody, and I'm just starting with the session. So this is about me. So those who don't know about me, so you can go through with this slide. So I have lots of experience both in teaching and IT industry, and soon you will see like these numbers of certifications is same from past few months or years. So now this year I decided to do more certifications. So right now I'm learning few stuff, and soon you will see a few more certifications will be added in the slide. And many people are following these best virtual learning best practices, so please continue. And soon we'll be starting custom coding related sessions from next week. So in those sessions, these learning best practices are very much important, because those sessions will be connected, and if you do regular practice, then only you can learn the programming. Okay, so today also I will be explaining the topic, and then along with the demonstration, then I will take all the Q&As. And today you will see a little change. I just renamed this group. So actually on Telegram it is available with Sanjay Gupta Tech School, but I just want to consider it as self-help group, right? So there are very less groups where people are actually helping each other. So I just want to make that group in such a way so that people are helping each other, so that whenever you face any problem while practicing or doing any project work, so anytime you can just ask help from the people, because this group is now having more than 700 members, and I can see lots of members are active and asking questions, answering questions. So that is good. So soon we'll be completing week 8. So like today I will be completing record triggered flow, and tomorrow we'll pick schedule triggered flow, auto launch flow, and platform event triggered flow. And on Friday we'll be seeing flow related best practices. And from next week we're going to start Apex. Okay, so please share the channel name with everybody in your group, and just want to uh, have one request, like please support. I can see less people are connecting with this channel. I'm trying to give all the quality knowledge, and more boot camps I am planning. So please share the information with folks so that more and more people can connect and get benefited. And in this channel, everything will be available free of cost. So recorded as well as live sessions will be there throughout the year or in upcoming years as well. Okay, so we are here to learn record triggered flow scenarios. So here you can see today I have planned three different scenarios that will be having three different problems. So one by one I will be explaining and implementing them so that you can just understand how we can implement these scenarios. So first scenario you can say, suppose on particular object you have record types and you want to implement some automation on that object, and you want to play with record types in the flow. So here this is the requirement. So first let's understand the requirement and then we'll be implementing this together, right? And so I can see there are a few questions. So someone is suggesting, when you're suggesting, please add Salesforce or SFDC in the group name. Yeah, Salesforce is already added in that group name. So I will take your suggestion. Actually, Salesforce is added at the end. So I will just add it in the beginning. Okay, so Simran is asking for business scenario. So I think Simran, if you go to that recruitment application, so there I just added 4 requirements. So those are like that project is basically real business scenario. So if you go and check, so that is basically available there. So the requirement is, first requirement, we need to create 2 record types named as partner case and customer case on case object. Then on creation of case, we need to populate the total number of partner case as well as customer case on account object. So on account, whatever case you are creating, if it is customer case, so customer case field will be having the counted value. If it is partner case, so partner case field will be having the counted value. So basically we need to create these 2 fields as well, total customer case and total partner case. Okay, so first I will be creating 2 custom fields, then I will be creating 2 record type on case, and then we'll be implementing the flow. Okay, so jumping to the org. So here I'm going to object manager, then moving to account, and on account I will be creating 2 fields. So clicking on new, so both fields will be of same data type. So here I am going to select number as a data type. So from this list I am going to select number, clicking on next. And if you have system along with you, so along with me, you can also try and implement this scenario. So total customer cases. So here I am just putting default value as 0. So this is important because we'll be fetching this field in the flow and we'll be adding some value into it. So make sure you set default value as 0 for this field, right? And I'm clicking on next, visible to all the profiles, and then next. So I'm just clicking on save and new because I need to create one more field. So I just clicked on save and new. So I'm going to create one more field of type number and clicking on next. So earlier I created total customer cases. Now I'm going to create total partner cases, right? And here also default value I am setting as 0. Then I'm clicking on next, visible to all the profiles, next, and save. So this way on account object I created 2 fields, right? So if I search with total, so here you can see total customer cases and total partner cases, right? So first task is done, that is to create fields. Now click on object manager, and here what you need to do, you need to search for case object. And on case object we are going to create 2 record types. So I'm just going to create 2 record types and will be using the same page layout for both the record types. Okay, so because we are not categorizing different page layouts as of now, but I hope you know how we can create two page layouts and how we can assign them to record type. So that I leave up to you. So I just want two record types so that two different type of records I can create on case. So I'm just quickly creating two case record types. So I just clicked on new. Okay, so here you can see there is one additional requirement. A case record type must be associated with a support process. You currently do not have any active support processes. You must create a support process before creating a case record type. Okay, so basically support process controls status field of case, right? So if you want to understand it in detail, so if you go to study Salesforce administrator and lightning experience, so here you will find a video upon support process. So basically support process is used to control case status pick list, right? So this is important, and you can just watch this number 31 video so that you can understand the complete process of this support process, why we need and why to create it. Okay, so I am just going to create support process. So I just clicked on here and I am going to create it. So case support process I am creating and clicking on save. So basically it will be deciding like what status values you want to use. So I'm just clicking on save. I'm not explaining what support process is because I just showed you this number 31 video. If you watch, you will be able to understand it, right? So again, I'm coming here. So this support process is created. Now, if I go to object manager and again search for case, so now I will be able to create record type properly. Okay, so I'm just clicking on new so that I can create a record type. So here record type label will be customer case. Then here we need to select the support process that we created right now, that is case support process. And here it is asking for profile. So I'm selecting all the profiles and then clicking on next. So it will be asking for the page layout. So I will be selecting the case page layout, case layout. And from bottom right corner, I am clicking on save. So this way our first record type will be created. So here you can see customer case record type is created. Okay, again click on record type. So here it is available. Now click on new. So I hope everybody, those who are following this bootcamp, knows how to create record type. So now we need to create partner case record type. Again, I am selecting the same support process and clicking on active so that it will be available to use. Then make available, click on next. Then again, we need to select the layout and click on save. So this way I am able to create two record types. Okay, so two record types are created. Now, if you want to create any case, so you will see those two record types. So if I go to accounts, open any account record, and if I go to related, so here you can see we have case related list. If I click on new, so you can see both the record types are available, customer case and partner case, right? So basic requirement is completed. We created two fields on account and we created two record types on case. Okay. So I hope till now everybody is good, and this is very basic functionality that you all know. So instead, if you are implementing a flow, so you should know basic configuration of the Salesforce so that you can just configure that and you can build a proper or appropriate flow so that your functionality will work properly. So now after creation of this basic requirement, I'm just searching for flows. And I hope you are doing lots of practice, so you all know how we can create the flow, what is the use of flow trigger explorer, and these 6 options are available. So we are doing second. Tomorrow we will be doing schedule, auto launched, and platform event, because these are very simple and very less used. Okay, screen flow and record trigger flows are used more. And like record triggered orchestration, I won't be able to cover because I need more time to prepare content on this. So maybe in upcoming weeks, I will be dedicating some sessions on this, include like while we will be learning about the Apex programming. Okay, so I need some time to prepare this, so I will be skipping this part in this week, but later on I will be completing this. So right now I'm creating record triggered flow. So I'm just selecting on create. Okay, so here like we will be creating case. So on creation of case, we just need to count number of cases. So a record is created. Now here we can apply the condition, like whenever you are creating case, so it should be related to account. So account ID is null, false. So if your case is related to account, then only it will be considered to be counted. Okay, and I am just selecting actions and related record because we are creating case, we are creating flow on case, but we will be updating related account. So that's why I am selecting actions and related record. Okay, so I am just clicking on done so that I can proceed further. Now, what I need to do, first of all, I need to get account information so that the case which we are creating, it will be related to particular account. So I need to know on that account what is the current value of total partner case and total customer case, right? So I will be getting that. So get records. So I'm going to get account, and here I'm searching for account. So account ID should be equals to, now you all know we have a global variable that is known as $record, and this flow we are creating on case. So whenever a new case record will be created, so that case record information will be available under this $record variable, and this $record will be having account ID populated. So we need to select the second one, because on first you can see we have arrow, and this will be showing you the specific account fields. But if you need account ID, so you can select the second one. So this account ID will be available on the case record. If any account matches with that ID, so that account we will be fetching. So all the things you can leave as is, because only one account you will be fetching, because that ID is unique. So one record will be available there. So you can just select only the first record and automatically store all the fields and click on done. Right? Now we need to decide whether we created the case as a partner case or customer case, right? So here I'm going to create a decision. So we need to check case record type. Okay. So it can be customer case or it can be partner case. Now, I won't be able to implement this decision appropriately. You must be thinking why. So let's figure it out. So if I select record, then try to access record type. So here you can see we need record type ID, right? We don't have any record type name. We need record type ID with which we can compare, right? So we have current case that is available under this record global variable. Through that we can have the record type ID. But in this flow, we don't have record type ID available, right? So we won't be able to compare it appropriately. Okay. So unfortunately, right now we are not able to complete this decision element. So we need to click on cancel. Now, before implementing decision, what we need to do, we need to get both the record type IDs, right? So we need to get customer case record type ID. We need to get partner case record type ID. Okay. Then only we will be able to implement the decision element. So now I'm clicking on plus and searching for get records. So we will be getting get customer case record type. Okay, and record type is also an object. So here what I selected record type because I just need to fetch record type information. Now here I am searching for name. So I am populating developer name. Developer name is basically API name of the record type. So how you can have that? So you just need to go to Object Manager, search for case, and here you will find the record type. So just open the customer case record type, and here you will find record type name. So this is basically developer name. That is the unique name. So just copy it, and you can paste it here in the flow, right? So we are comparing record type, particular record, like developer name is equals to this customer case. So that particular record will be queried, and that will be available under this get customer case record type variable, right? Click on done. Now again click on plus, search for get records. Now we need to get partner case record type. So again search for record type. Now here what you need to do, just type developer name equals, and again go to Object Manager and click on record types. We have partner case. So from here we will be selecting this record type name, partner case. So I'm just copying it, and here I'm going to paste it, right? So everything you can leave as is and click on done. So this way what we did, the case which is related to particular account, we just fetched that account information. The case, it can be related to customer case record type, or it can be related to partner case. So we just need to fetch both. So we just fetched record type information. Okay. Now, so what we need to do, just click on plus, and here we can apply the decision. So in decision here, what I can write, check case record type. Okay, so first we are going to check customer case. So now if I search for record, dollar record is basically our current record, current case record that we created. Now we can just search for record type ID equals, right? So we can just have get this customer case record type and just search for ID. So here you can see we have record type ID. So this way, if you get your record type record, so through that record type record, you can just have the ID of that particular record type, and you can just try and compare it. Then click on plus and have one more outcome, and here you can type partner case. Then again, you can just search for record type ID equals, and here you can search for get partner case and then record type ID. So this way we will be able to identify which type of case we actually created. Okay, and then third, we have default outcome that will be available. So we created customer case outcome, we created partner case outcome, and then default case. Okay, now I'm just clicking on done. So this way you will be having this information. Okay, so I hope you understood how I just implemented this decision element. So through this decision element, I will be able to identify which type of case I created actually. Okay, now here I will need assignment element, and I will be requiring a resource that I'm creating from here, and I'm creating a variable. So count customer case, data type will be number, and here like I am putting nothing, clicking on done. So I created count customer case. I am creating one more variable, and it will be count partner case, and data type will be number, and clicking on done. Now, first of all, I'm going to implement this customer case path. So clicking on plus, what happened? I'm not able to click on plus. Okay, so before I do refresh, I'm just saving it. So I'm saving it with case flow, clicking on save. So actually I'm not able to click on this plus sign. don't know why. So yeah, here I'm able to plus, but here I'm not. So I just saved it and I'm just refreshing it. So sometimes this canvas creates some problem. So what you can do, just create your flow, and if you are not getting, you are not able to do something, so before doing refresh, just save it. If you don't save and refresh, everything will be removed automatically, right? So this is part of best practice, like before refreshing flow, or like locking your computer laptop, you just need to save your flow. Otherwise, if you refresh without saving all the elements that you created after save, those will be removed. Okay, so I'm just clicking here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just having assignment. So assign customer case value from account. So we have count customer case equals, now we have get account information, right? So on account we have that field customer case. So whatever value of this customer case field will be, that will be available here. Now what we need to do, we need to count this customer case, then you can add 1 into this, right? And you can just click on done. Now here we need to update record. So we will be updating account. Okay, then select the last option, search for account object, and here what you need to do, field you will be searching ID. It will be equals to record.id, sorry, record.account ID. Okay, now what field we need to update? Customer cases, with which count customer cases. So this is the variable that we created in the flow. It will be incremented by 1 through that assignment, and the updated value will go to this total customer case field, and that field will be updated in the org. And I am clicking on done, right? So this way this first path is completed. Now we need to create another path. So here again you will be searching for assignment element. So here assign partner case, so search for count partner case equals, then get account, and from here you can search partner case field. So whatever partner case field will be, it will be assigned as is. Then you can just add 1 into this and click on done. Then again from here you can just search for update records. So update account info, select last option, then search for account object. Then here you need to specify the condition. So it should be ID, then equals, then here you can write $record.id. No, $record.account ID. Okay, and here you will be updating partner case equals to count partner case. So this way our flow is implemented completely. So the idea behind this example, why I demonstrated, because I just wanted to show you, if you want to compare record type in the flow, so first of all you need to get those record types, and record type is also an object. So if you get it, you will be having record type IDs, and then you can use those record type IDs in the flow. So I'm just clicking on save, activating it. Now what will happen if I go here on the UI? So on account, like I am just refreshing it. So I just refresh the account, I am moving to details, and I will see, yeah, here you can see total customer case and partner cases are blank right now. So if I go to related and try to create new case, so I'm creating customer case, filling the required information and clicking on save. So I just created one customer case and going to details. So here you can see total customer case is 1. If I go to related and try to create one more record of partner case, and just fill the information that is actually required. So if I just click on save, so here under the details you will see total customer case 1, total partner case 1, right? So this way you can see flow is working fine. So you can also implement it and you can test it thoroughly so that you will be able to understand. So the scenario is available in the exercise sheet. I already demoed it in the session, and session link I will be pasting. Okay, so this is completed. Now I'm going to explain next example, which is on delete. Like if you delete any opportunity, okay, not deleting, we need to delete the opportunity when its stage is set to close lost, right? So through this scenario you will be understanding how we can delete and delete a record, right? So if I go to the flow and if I search for flows and click on new, so I am selecting record triggered flow, and on update it will be working. So we need to update opportunity. So I am selecting opportunity from here whenever a record is updated, right? Here we need to set the entry criteria. So condition here, you need to select stage name, and if it is equals to close lost. And from here you can select only when a record is updated to meet the condition. Then actions and related record, click on done. Now from, like if we click on plus, so if you see this plus, so almost everything we have completed. We used stand alert, we used action, we used subflow, assignment, decision loop. This collection sort and collection filter, I just gave you some practice exercise, so there I hope you might have used them. Then create record we used, update record we used, delete record we used. Now we are going to use delete record, right? So here you can just write delete opportunity, right? Here it is asking which record you want to delete. So I just want to specify the condition. So OPP opportunity, and here I am writing ID equals, then the record which you updated, its information will be available under $record. So $record.id, right? So the record which you updated, and if you updated it from any other stage to close lost, then that ID will be matched and that record will be deleted. So I'm just clicking on done. Now I'm just going to save it. So delete opportunity, I'm just clicking on save and activate, right? So now what will be happening, whenever you will be updating any opportunity to close lost, it will be deleted automatically. So I'm moving to an opportunity, and I'm going to open an opportunity record which is having different stage. So here if in details you see, so stage is prospecting, I'm going to change it. So I'm making it closed lost. I'm clicking on save and you will see an error message, right? So the requested resource doesn't exist. Why so? Because we just updated, and in the background it is actually deleted, and we are still on this record in edit form. We are trying to view it, right? So it we cannot do that because in the background it is actually deleted. So if you refresh the page, you won't be able to see that record, right? So here you can see this error you will see if you click on this tab, so that record is gone. If you want to verify, just go and search for recycle bin. So under So I think there is some internet issue, so screen just freezed. Okay, so now recycle bin is opened, and here you can see ACC 401 is the record that we deleted, and it is showing deleted date and time as well. You can just verify, we just deleted it today, and it is basically with PST time zone, right? So that's why it is showing this time. Okay. So I hope you understood like how we can just delete a record through flow itself, right? So if you have any question related to this, so you can just ask in the chat. So I have one more flow to demonstrate. Once I will be completing that, I will be picking all your question and answers, right? So I hope these two scenarios you are able to understand, and I'm sure you will be implementing them as well as a practice. And here, if you go, so I just provided you a few more scenarios. So two scenarios we completed. Third, I'm going to demo, and here you can see three more scenarios are available, and in which this last one is very much important. It is basically to create a login flow. So whenever you log in into Salesforce org, and if you want to apply some validation, so that flow is basically known as login flow. Okay, so I just have a recorded video for that. So now it will be easy for you to understand. So why I am applying this approach? So some flows I am demonstrating so that we can discuss them, and some I'm giving you so that you can implement and have a confidence like whether you will be able to understand them yourself or not, right? Because Salesforce keeps on updating their products every quarter, or you can say every 4 months. So if after the training of after the boot camp, if you see some new features, so you should be able to understand them yourself, right? So this way, now I'm going to explain number 3 now. So number 3 says we need to apply validation rule based on existing record data, right? Using record triggered flow. So we are going to check duplicates actually. Okay, so we can check duplicates through duplicate rule, but if you want to do this through flow and validation rule, so that is also possible. So this is a workaround for for duplicate rule. So suppose you are not able to apply duplicate rule, or you don't want to apply, and maybe that object is not available there and under duplicate rule. Still you want to check duplicates, so that you can do with the help of this scenario. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain you a scenario like suppose we are on account, and if we are trying to create an account where account name already exists, right? So we need to prevent duplicate account creation. So I will be comparing account name actually. If account name already exists, so I need to prevent a duplicate account creation, right? So that I will be doing with this flow. Okay, so I'm going to, okay, before creation of flow, we need to do some more implementations. So I'm going to object manager, opening account, and clicking on fields and relationship. So first of all, what I need to do, I need to create new field. And this field will be of type checkbox, and I'm clicking on next. Here I'm writing field label as duplicate found, right? So we'll be using this checkbox in the validation rule. So if it is false, then that validation rule won't fire. If it is true, then it will fire the validation rule. And value of this field we will be setting through the flow. Okay, so I'm just creating duplicate found checkbox field on account. Then visible to all the profiles, clicking on next, and I'm clicking on save. So this way I just created the field. Now I'm going to create the validation rule. Okay, so I hope everybody who are following this bootcamp, they know how to create a validation rule. So prevent duplicate accounts, right? Now here what we need to do, we just need to insert that field that we created right now. So its name is duplicate found. So here it is. I'm inserting it, right? So what validation rule does, if the formula expression is true, so you can see if the formula expression is true, then display the text defined in the error message area, right? So if this field, this is a checkbox field, it will be true or false. So if it is true, then validation rule will fire. If it is false, validation rule won't fire. Okay, so here I'm just going to show alert message. So alert duplicate record found, and I'm going to save it. So this way I just created a duplicate rule. Okay, so you need to do two things. First, you need to create the first you need to create the checkbox field, and then you need to create the validation rule. Okay, now I'm just refreshing this page. So here you can see this validation rule is created. Now I am moving back to the account object. Okay, and I'm just updating the sheet as well. So I'm mentioning here what we are actually doing. So okay, so you need to validate duplicate account record creation. Later on, you can just apply this duplicate like this flow for preventing duplicate candidates or duplicate contacts. So maybe we will be adding this in the project as well. So let me complete this flow implementation, then I will be creating one requirement that we'll be including in the project. Okay, so now what we need to do, go to home, and here I'm going to search for flows. Clicking on new flow, record triggered flow, create. Now here I am searching for account and when account record is created, so I am not selecting any requirement, and here I am selecting fast field update, because right now what I need to do, I need to just update the checkbox duplicate found. That checkbox I need to update, and that checkbox is basically available on account object only. Okay, so I'm just selecting this fast field update, and I'm just clicking on done. Now here what I need to do, I'm just clicking on plus, and I will be getting all the records which are having that name. So get accounts. So we just need to search account here. Now from here we need to match account name. So if account name is equals to $record.name, so this $record will be having the account that we just created. If that created account name matches with any of the existing account name, so all those records we just need to fetch. So here you need to select this all records option, right? We need to fetch all those records, and I'm just clicking on done. Right now here I am going to apply a decision. So I'm going to check account size, like how many accounts we fetched. So if that get account is null, it means there is no account having the same name. If it is not null, it means there are records already available with the same account name. So if it is not null, so how we will be identifying? So you just need to use get accounts, that element we created. If it is null, false. So if that get account is not null, it means it is having a record or more than one records which are having same account name that we are trying to create. Okay, so click on done, and after that what you need to do, you just need to update the triggering record. So update account checkbox. So duplicate found, and we just need to set true here, right? So if we are setting this field as true, so validation rule will fire, and if validation rule will fire, so you won't be able to create the record. So I'm just clicking on done. So this way this flow is created. So we first, what we did, we just get all the account record, existing account record, basis on the name that is available in the newly created contact record. If it is matches, so we are getting all the contacts. Then we are checking whether that get contact is having contacts fetched or not. So if it is not null, then we will be just updating that duplicate found field as true, so that our validation rule works. Okay, so now I'm just going to save it. then it will be duplicate check, and I'm going to save it, activating it. Now moving to UI. So let's say I'm opening this account record and going to details. Okay, I'm just copying this account name and I'm going to create new account with the same name, right? And here you can see we have this duplicate found checkbox. It is false. I'm clicking on save and okay, review the following field. We need to populate active as well because we have one more validation. Now I'm clicking on save, so you can see one more validation is working and it is showing alert duplicate record found because we are trying to create a count record with the same name. If I change this name and try to save, it will be created. Okay, so this way I hope you understood how we can create a flow to prevent duplicate records with the help of validation rule, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to implement this in our project. So if you have not started implementing flow related use cases in the project, or you have not completed the project, so just complete the project and at the end you will find flow related scenarios. So here I am pasting it as well. So first, deactivate duplicate rules created on candidate object. Then apply validation rule based on existing record data using record triggered flow to validate duplicate candidate record creation based on email field. So this will be our use case for this project. So first you need to deactivate your duplicate rule that you created on candidate object. Then apply validation rule based on existing record data using record triggered flow to validate duplicate candidate records creation based on email field, right? So I just added this requirement. So total 5 business requirements are available and all these 5 requirements are related to our project, right? So the project which we implemented as part of admin. So here you can see development related tasks available, and in real time scenarios also in the projects, these kind of requirements will be there and you just need to implement that in the existing project. Okay, so this will be our ongoing project when we'll be doing Apex, trigger and test classes. So I will be adding those related to the object model that we created. Okay, so those who have not completed, try to complete. And there is one more scenario available. So if you have implemented this approval process, so you just need to create one more flow. So after testing, try to call the approval process through flow when a new position is created. So in flow, we have an action, and through that action you can call the approval process. So if I show you that thing, okay, so here we just need to select the flow, actions and related record. So here you will be having action, and here you can search for approval process, submit for approval. So if you have created any approval process, so that approval process ID you need to pass here, and the record ID for which you are calling that approval process. So it is very simple. You can simply call the approval process through this. Okay, so you have total 6 scenarios. 5 are listed here and one is written above. Okay, so these are the requirements that you can implement, and these are related to flow. So all these requirements which I demonstrated in today's session, so I hope you are able to understand these. Now I'm just moving to Q&A session. So if you have any question, you can just ask it in the chat. Okay, so and please share the word with everybody, those who are waiting for Apex related sessions. So those I will be explaining really in detail, and I will consider in mind like those who don't know anything about the programming. So I will try to explain in such a way so that all the basics will be covered. So there is one question: while practicing the flow, can we follow the finished steps versus how you did it? Simi, I didn't get your question. What you are actually trying to ask? Can you please elaborate? Simran, I guess now you can relate that project recruitment application is a real business time scenario, and there you have 6 flow related requirement. Those you can implement. So what is the difference between trigger and record triggered flow? So Tripti, both are almost same. Some features are not available in record triggered flow. Those are available in trigger. Like we cannot do after delete, we cannot do undelete operation in record triggered flow. And if you want to implement any map, so that is not possible in record triggered flow. And if you want to implement nested looping, so that is very complex in record triggered flow if you compare it with trigger. So Arun, you are asking when we take assignment on flow is confusing. So what is confusing? So you can ask it here. If you have confusion, you can ask confusions in the Telegram group. So all the channels are available. You just need to ask the doubts, because in projects also requirement will be the similar. So you will be having confusion. So you need to discuss and ask questions. So Ketan is asking, can we do scenario one with loop element? No, that is not required, because yeah, if you want to count, so yeah, we can do. I think what you can do, you can just get all the cases related to that account, and then you can count them and you can update like we did yesterday. Yes, yes, Ketan. So we can do scenario one with loop as well. So Rituraj is asking, Q1 is related to Service Cloud. Yes. So case object is basically related to Service Cloud. So you can consider it, it is related to Service Cloud. Gayatri is asking, can we use a field to store the record type and use that field in the decision? Yes, we can do. So we are getting that information in the variable that is get record element. And if you want to store that record type ID into a variable, that is also possible. So Praveen is asking, what is the use of while condition apply only record that meet the condition? While condition apply only. Okay, so it means the field those you are using in the entry criteria, if you are updating those field only, then only your flow will work. And we have another option, that is every time. So every time means if your condition is matching and any other field is getting updated, still your flow will work. So someone is asking, if we work on case object, so it means we worked on Service Cloud. So no, case object is just a part of that Service Cloud. So Service Cloud is very huge. So you need to know the features of Service Cloud, then you can just say, for example, email to case, for example, web to case. So these are some feature, auto response rule. So these are some features that you need to understand. I initially I just showed you support process, so that is also part of Service Cloud. So there are lots of features available, so you need to learn those. Yes, Arun, we can use loop while checking duplicate records in the third scenario. So what you can do, you can just first fetch all those records, then through loop you can just compare, but that will be complicated, so you need to avoid that. So Praveen, I didn't use developer name equals to record type ID. I gave the record type name. If I show you again, so if I show you the flow again, So here I just used developer name equals, and then here you can see developer name is available, API name. I didn't use record type ID. Okay, so next is please add Salesforce study material link, add video description link. So yeah, all the links are available in the description of the video. So I think from there you can find Yaram. So Simi, you are asking, can we follow the final step instead of the steps you took while practicing the flow? Final steps means? I didn't get, like, if you follow whole steps, then only you will be able to create the flow. Sumit is asking, if you don't want to use point and click tools, then in that case you can go for flow. No, in that case you need to go for trigger. If we want to use point and click, then we go for flow. Yes, Praveen, we can create formula variable as well in place of assignment that I demoed earlier. Like I think yesterday or maybe day before yesterday, I showed you both. You can create assignment and you can create formula variable as well. Okay, Vinayak is asking, can you explain fourth exercise in our exercise sheet? Yes. So it is very simple. In this fourth exercise, what you need to do, you need to create one flow that will be on account. So when you will be creating account, so if annual revenue is greater than 10,000, then you need to create one related opportunity. You need to send email to account owner and you need to update the description field of account saying this. So there are three actions. You need to create opportunity related to that account. You need to send email and you need to have update record element. If it is false, like account revenue is less than 10,000, then you just need to send email and you need to update the description. You don't need to create a related opportunity, right? So here lots of things you need to use. You will be using decision element. You will be using create record element. You will be using send email action. You will be using update record element. So all together, all A and B will be implemented in the single flow. Yes, Simmi. So you can just follow the final steps as well, and if you see any doubt, you can just go through the whole recording. Can we avoid decision in third flow? No, we cannot avoid decision from third flow because if you don't apply the decision, you won't be able to check how many records you get. Yes, Praveen, we can automate approval process instead of manual approval button, and that requirement is available in our project as well. You actually need to do that. If you see here, so in our project, we need to automate our approval process through flow. And how you can do that? So for that, you will be using the action. So just click on plus, you will find this action. And here you need to search for approval process. So here you have submit for approval. So here you just need to pass the record ID. So you can just pass $record.id here. And here you need to pass approval process name or ID. So just enable it and here you can just pass it. So you can just create a resource, and in that resource you can assign that approval process name or ID, and you can use it. So this is your own task that you need to do. If you face any problem, you can just ask me anytime, or maybe in Telegram group you can just paste the screenshot and I will guide you. So Rituraj, I don't think there is a limit of elements in the flow, but whatever best practices are there, so those I will be discussing in the Friday session. So in Friday session, you will be getting all the knowledge related to best practices. Okay, so I think I just answered each and every question. So just try to focus on the exercises. I am dedicating all my time to create these exercises, and I am just dedicating all my time so that this bootcamp help you to prepare all the topics properly. And like this week, all the admin and flow related sessions will be completed, and from next week we'll be starting Apex related session. So one more question is there from Kalpana. When we use the data loader, will the flow verify duplicate accounts? Yes. So wherever we use data loader, so all the automation that you implement, that works. Yes, Arun, it is for creation only, not for update. If you want to apply it for update, so you can just select the option create or update both. Okay, so I think there are no more questions, so I just want to end this stream. And tomorrow we'll be having 3 different flow scenarios. So we'll be discussing then, and on Friday we'll be discussing about the best practices. And from Monday we'll be starting the Apex sessions. Okay, so just share this information with everybody, those who want to learn Salesforce. Thank you everyone. See you tomorrow.